Hey everyone, we are back trying to set up our HoneyPot here. We are using the TPOT GitHub right over here. Let's just do a quick rundown. Honeypots are used for research purposes to see what threat actors are doing and to see if any way to capture metrics and see where these threat actors are coming from and the methodologies that they're using to get into pretty much your servers. Um, so I'll post this link in the description. Excuse me. But we are going to run our distro here. The distro that we are using is the Ubuntu. If you can scroll down, running in a VM. You can also run this in the cloud. There are lots of YouTube videos about how this running this into the cloud. But the Ubuntu version we are using right over here. Keep in mind, you need when you are going to the Ubuntu version, make sure to go through the SSH, install that, and you can check the status of SSH right here. Let me just turn. Oh, that is Discord. So you can check the status of pretty much your SSH by going to system TTL status of SSH. So it looks like it's enabled. In order to be enabled, you can just do sudo system ctl enable and then SSH. That would be the command to enable it if it is disabled. So what we would need to do next is install the git clone here. So not too sure if I can copy this. Now it's important to read this README thoroughly because there are a few instances where I've tried to run this before and it didn't work. So this would probably be like my third or fourth iteration trying to do this. But there are a few keynotes here when you're like reading distributed, which most of us are going to do, that you might need two host instances. Like the distributed version of TPOT requires at least two hosts, so you need two virtual machines essentially. A TPOT Hive, so we need to do this first, and then do the TPOT sensor afterwards. But yeah, there's a whole README here. It can get overwhelming at first, so just slowly go through it and kind of understand it. So since we've downloaded our distro, we've gone through the first initial steps, we can go and install this. So if we can git clone this. So we are currently going through that, and once let's see if I can drag this here. And once this goes through, it's gonna do, we're gonna have to cloning, we're gonna have to install it, and it's going to automatically change this into this TCP port. There are two versions, so the server that that we're in will be the TCP 6429, but when you do go into the web UI, it will go to 97, if you can find it. Here it is. So once you log in into the TPOT landing page, it'll be your IP. Now this is the server IP that was pretty much given to you at the beginning when you are setting up the instance. So remember that IP when you are setting up your TPOT. So it looks like everything is here. So we have to do this non-root user. So this isn't my non-root user for those. And if you want to go into your root, you just go sudo sudo su, I believe. Excuse me. that there you can see your root. In order for you to change back into your account, you just go to switch user and then put in the name of the account, and you're there. Of course, we're not gonna put this in our root, so we got to put this in our home. Kind of stated here. Run installer as non-root from home. So non-root from home. So cd into our home folder. pwd cd backpack home. Cool. Now we can install it from here. So ls, I believe it's in here. cd ls. Where did it go? Ah, it's in here. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. I think we would need to move this to our home. So move TPOT to home. Oh. And there you can see it. It's there in our home folder. Okay, so here we are. This is our TPOT directory. So if we go ls cd backpack, cd to here, this is pretty much our TPOT. Where could we see it? cd. Okay, so from here we're gonna do a quick update to see if anything is needed. Okay. This script, latest version. Okay, so we put Y at the end of it. Failed to TPOT servers. TPOT is not loaded. Okay, so it looks like I have to install first and then I'll do the update. So I'll just do a quick install. Right. Yes. I'm gonna let it just do its thing, and should be good to go after that. In the meantime, it's good to look over the documentation creating this. Again, and we'll put this link in the description below. In the meantime, while this is loading, I'm gonna cut and then we'll be back once it loads up. All right, so it's slowly compiling. You can see here that you're getting these OKs for the home IPs, and if you see these red text blocks, it'll slowly just ignore them. Okay, so it looks like everything's successful. For what we're going to need, or what we're going to do, we're just going to do the installation for the Hive. So let's just go with H. Web username. Okay. All right. And right now it's pulling all the resources for the HoneyPot right now. So we're gonna let this run and let it compile, and we'll see from there. Okay, so the installation is done. This is that when you are going to the web UI, this is the IP that you're going to be using to put that in there. Okay, so now we just have to do a sudo reboot, and you can see the SSH has changed to 64295. Okay, we're doing a quick reboot here. Let it run again and then log back in. It looks like it's been installed. We can do a little htop to see if it's actually running. And it looks like 100% of it being ran. Yeah, that is totally eating a lot of resources here. Okay. Let's go clear that. So now I do have a different virtual machine. This is Alma Linux. It's also found in the GitHub. But if you want to see if your server is up and running, you can do a simple ping. Ping 192.168. I believe it's 7.48. All right, it's pinged up. Okay, that's cool. Server is up and running. We can SSH into there. bsec port 64295. Oh, I think I might have forgotten to put in the IP. So 168.207.140. Type in yes. Password for it. And we're in. So, but we do want to see the HoneyPot actually up and running. So let's go check it out in the Firefox here. So let's check out the web UI version of this. So https:// the IP 8.207.148, and we are doing 64297. Hopefully this might work. Sometimes you might need to do it in a private window just in case of firewalls and all that stuff. So if you do in a private window, HTTPS, because you do get this. I'm not too sure if I put that in. 64297. Let's try this in a different window. 192.168.207.148 colon 64297. Okay, so it does look like if you're doing this from a regular startup of Firefox, it won't work. I've had this happen to me a couple times, and I think I was looking at Daniel Lowrie's I guess instance to do this, and he did do this in a private window. So let's see if this will work. Advance, accept risk, and continue. Fingers crossed. Okay, perfect. So we do have this here. So this is, you know, the bsec. This is the same I guess login credentials that you've put in when you are setting up your HoneyPot. So put in your password and you sign in. Boom. Okay, perfect. We are able to do this. Now, keep in mind, I did not know that we had to do this in private window. It's taken me about maybe 3 iterations, 3 different tries with 3 different Linux distros. So this is pretty exciting for me. Attack map. Perfect. So we get, so since we just started this fresh new server, we're just gonna let it do its thing, get OSINT, get reconned, and just play around with it. But it looks like it's up and running, which is awesome. You can zoom in, And we'll just let this server run in the background, right? I'm not gonna let that stop for my virtual machines. Um, so yes, if there are a little hiccup where you think you've set everything up right, do this in a private browser, not just the regular browser. So we have the attack map. We can go into, I believe, Elastic View will bring up the Kibana. Oh no. Um, hmm. I believe this is a different step. I'm not too sure. As you can see, like we just finished this up. We might have to go back and check out the readmes, but I'm excited to see the Kibana. Hmm. Hopefully it loads. No hits yet. Nothing yet. Okay. Just close this. Nothing yet. I think I might have to set this up. That's interesting. This is security meter. Oh, this brings up the actual live threat feed. Um, you'll see it in a little bit. So as you can see, HoneyPot is T-Mobile. But you know, this is a good resource to have if you are, doing any research, seeing where the up-to-date threat actors are, threat maps are going on. Lots of like a feed here. This is constant, right? This is also a honeypot. So you're seeing RDPs, passwords, SSHs, all coming all over the world globally. Apparently, source countries. This top is United States, but target countries, Germany. That's very interesting. And yeah, that's how you set up the honeypot. Hopefully that lecture loads. But that's it, everyone. That's how you set up a honeypot in your system. Let that run in the background. Let it go for a couple days. Hopefully, and when we revisit in a couple days, then we should be able to do some analysis and check out some IPs and see how threat actors are trying to get into our server.